Hey everybody, it's Big Ben's Movie Show. I'm your host, Big Ben. We're back again. And guess who else is back? It's the kid movie correspondent. It's Cassie Waddell.
Hey.
Cassie, how are you doing?
Good.
Good. So it's been a while. What have you been up to?
I've been to Disney World.
You went to Disney World. That's amazing. Did you have fun?
Yes.
Who else was there?
You and
Oh, that's
Mom.
right. I went too. Because I'm your dad. So yeah, we went to Disney World and we had an amazing time. That's why I was gone for a couple weeks. And it's great to have Cassie back in the show. We watched Kung Fu Panda 3, which was a wonderful movie. This one caught me by surprise by how good it was. But before we get started going in depth on how great Kung Fu Panda 3 is, let's take a look at the clip. Here we go.
There we go.
A Kung Fu master is prepared to train hard, move fast,
Incoming!
be brave, and above all, be ready for anything.
Perfect.
Really?
No. Again!
But next January, nothing can prepare him for his greatest challenge yet.
Who are you? I'm Li Shan. I'm looking for my son.
You lost your son?
Yes. Many years ago.
I lost my father.
I'm very sorry.
Thank you.
Well, good luck to you.
You too. I hope you find your son.
And I hope you find your father.
This movie was amazing. The advances they made in animation as well as storytelling. This is the first DreamWorks animation film that I would actually feel was similar in emotional standards to a Pixar film. There were several times that I almost cried in this. There's a lot of really great interplay between Poe's dad and then now his newly discovered father that you just saw there in the preview.
And the Spirit Realm.
And the Spirit Realm. The Spirit Realm shows up at the end, and it's amazing to look at. There were several times while we were watching it that I wanted to pause it in the theater and say, just let me look at that for a little bit because it's beautiful, the landscapes they were showing you.
Yeah.
Let's go. It's a kid's movie, though. Let's check with the kid. What did you think of the movie, Cassie?
I thought it was funny.
You thought it was really funny. What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was the guy saying, they don't know that he's the father and he's the son.
The part we just saw there in the
Yeah.
preview. Yeah. The other part that you mentioned, though, that you liked when we came out of the theater was the chit-chat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Chitta, chitta, chit, chat. And then he goes behind his back and say, chit, chat.
Yeah,
like,
so that's another movie, another part that you'll see in some of the other previews out there.
And it's so funny.
It's very funny. Jack Black does a wonderful job playing with the chit-chat kind of thing.
Chitta, chitta,
Similar
chit,
to,
chat.
yes, Cassie just did it. Similar to what we saw in Austin Powers with Zip It, but they do a little bit shorter version of it here, but it's still so funny.
It's such a chit one.
Okay, if you have kids, if you don't have kids, go see this. This was a wonderful, wonderful movie, and won the weekend. Huge success there for DreamWorks, and really easily the best of all the Kung Fu Panda movies.
Yeah.
This is really good. All-star cast too. You just saw the list there. The vocal talent on this is amazing. So much so that I didn't even spot Rebel Wilson through the whole thing. You don't even know. Do you know who Rebel Wilson is? No, you don't. That's okay. She was a security guard in the third Night at the Museum movie.
Oh yeah.
In England.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
I don't like her.
Yeah, forget her. We don't like her. I think she's amazing, but you're right. Whatever. So Kung Fu Panda 3, wonderful, wonderful movie. Take your kids, take yourself, find strangers on the street and take them in because it's that good of a movie. So thanks so much. We're gonna go ahead and cut away for a quick second. When we come back, I'm gonna have my guest for the grown-up portion of the show. That does not mean naked. Jerm Leather, and we're gonna talk about the finest hours. So see you in just a second. All right, and we're back, and we're ready for the actual grown-up portion of the show. My host this week is Jerm Leather, local Cheek Up stand-up comedian, very talented guy, very funny, and he's with us now. Jerm, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I worked a 10-hour shift, and now I get to talk about movies with you, man, so it could be a lot worse.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, right?
That sounds like a great idea.
Doing okay.
All right. Well, great. After we're talking about movies, we're going to talk to Jerm about where you can catch him and his stand-up and other Chico stand-ups here around town. But for now, let's talk about the movies. And the movie that we're talking about is The Finest Hours, starring Chris Pine and a whole bunch of people that I wasn't expecting to see, but was happy to look at. And let's go ahead and take a look at the preview before we dive into everything. Here we go.
Miriam's scared of the water. I don't know how she's gonna date a guy in the Coast Guard.
You know, we all get scared out there.
I'm not afraid of the water, Bernie. It scares me at night, that's all. You can't see what's underneath.
Just more water.
Station Chatham, you copy? I repeat, conditions hazardous. We've got an 18-foot fracture in our hull. How do you want us to proceed? Over.
You know, they're saying this is gonna be the biggest storm that ever hit the East Coast.
It's gonna be hurricane strength in an hour.
Compass point you home.
Why'd you wait so long before you said yes to going out on a date?
I just didn't know if you'd be attracted to me.
You're exactly how I pictured you.
Yeah?
Better.
If we make it out alive from the depths.
What's this on the radio? Ship breaking up.
She's a T2 tanker, split right in half.
We got maybe 2-3 hours, and then we sink.
Where you are.
Chief, pick yourself a crew and you assist that ship. You hear?
That's why I signed up. Guess now's my chance.
The man in there don't know what he's doing. He's sending you out to die. On the Coast Guard, they say you gotta go out. They don't say you gotta come back in.
Gus, did Bernie go out on a rescue? I'm worried about him.
This isn't what any of the other girls do.
So?
No one's getting over the bar in this weather. It's a suicide mission.
Please tell me we're taking that boat to a bigger boat.
You don't know what it's like out there.
The compass is gone!
Please call him back in.
You can't be in here, miss.
I need all the help I can get!
You know, we're supposed to get married.
You're gonna come in here scared every time he's out in the water?
Please call them back.
I'm not giving up on him. Not on my watch.
He's got his orders. Get her out of here.
You're sending him out to die.
Brace yourselves.
All right, The Finest Hours. This of course is based on a true story, and actually at the end of the movie, stick around because you're treated to a wonderful kind of photo layout comparing the movie and the true story. So you get to see Chris Pine and then actually the real man, the real Bernie Weber from the movie, kind of side by side, and you get to look at them, and they look pretty much alike. It was pretty amazing to see the two of them. You actually get to see the whole cast really as real people, and of course, they all look a little bit uglier than their Hollywood counterparts, and they have to because Hollywood people are just more beautiful than the rest of us. But it was amazing to see all these real people, and a lot of them did look very similar to the person that was cast as them. But also to see how just sad they were. They had them the night that they all get rescued. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and spoil it here. They do get rescued. It's a true story. You can look it up. It'd be like me telling you that the Titanic sinks.
What?
Yeah. So I loved this movie. Jerm, what did you think?
Honestly, I thought it was fantastic. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I mean, when are we going to talk about the things I didn't like? I thought No, honestly, I have things to gripe about, but
Okay.
but all in all, it was really fun. It was really exciting. It was scary. All of the intense scenes upon the ocean were just madness. I went into this film assuming that it was about the brave men that bring copies of Mein Kampf home to Donald Trump for his private library. And I was surprised to find this actually takes place in the 50s. I thought this was a modern, like this happened just a few months ago, but no. Fascinating. I would say, in my opinion, Casey Affleck was amazing in it.
Yes.
He was like my very favorite character.
Yes, Casey Affleck was amazing in this. Interestingly enough, though, both the heroes of the movie, Chris Pine and Casey Affleck, somewhat aloof through the whole thing. They were both characters that were detached from the rest of either their crew or the people around them. And that kind of came through as a heroic trait in both of them. That they were just they didn't want to listen to anybody. They kind of went off on their own.
They were kind of all about their duty and completing that. I mean, Casey Affleck's character, the very first time we're introduced to him, one of the main guys, one of his right-hand men is like, look, nobody likes you, but you need to tell them what's going on. Yeah. And he just handled it so beautifully. It was rather fantastic. Yeah. Another thing I found shocking about this movie is the first like third of the movie is a series of male characters who seem sort of incompetent. That was shocking to me. Like Chris Pine's character is very meek and he stammers a bit and whatnot. And you're like, this is our hero. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, this is fantastic, because in real life, it's not always going to be the Sylvester Stallone, the Arnold Schwarzenegger that's going to be the hero. It's going to be the guy that's like, all right, well, I'm the only one that can do it. I got to step up. So in that sense, it was pretty realistic, I thought.
Yeah, and then he was more about the regulations than about he wasn't like, we have to go save those lives. Right. He was like, regulations state that I have to go out there. They don't say, even the great line from the trailer you might have heard, they say you got to go out, they don't say you have to come back. And then he follows that up with, that's in the regulations. Right. So even that is a bylaw. Speaking of things that I didn't like, there was a line at the beginning of it, kind of when you're introduced to Chris Pine's character. He's going on a blind date, basically, where he's been talking to this girl on the phone, and he finally gets to meet her, and he's worried that he doesn't look good.
Right.
And he's Chris frickin' Pine.
Yeah. And
his face is so pretty, we put it on a poster and show it to other people to entice them to come here.
Right. And his friend, who by comparison looks like hot garbage, is totally confident, like, we're going to be fine, don't worry about it. Yeah.
I've got a giant nose. It's cool. Let's just go in there and talk to these ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he goes in there and he's like, I should have worn the other shirt. I don't know if she's going to like me. He gets there. She's the ugly one. So and she's beautiful, but she's the ugly one. Yep. So yeah, that part was a little, come on.
That's a good point.
Come on. And even the girlfriend mentions, you're really good looking. Like, so it's not just like he's cast as a good-looking guy. Even in the world of the movie, they know he's good-looking. Everyone knows but him. Yeah. So, and I gotta say, like, if I met a guy like that in real life, go away.
Chris Pine in that movie is the equivalent of the sorority sister who is perfect and is just like, I look awful today. Yeah. And you're just like, would you please calm down? I clearly look like Chud. Yeah. Look it up, kids. It's out there, Chud.
All my shirts keep getting like pushed out in the chest, but they're so loose on my tiny, tiny hips. Yeah, no, it's like that.
You poor thing.
Yeah, you poor thing. No, so that part was a little weak, but I gotta say the cast members, the rest of the movie, Eric Bana is great. Also, though, is kind of set up as the villain, but he really isn't, because without him, the heroic thing doesn't happen. And then the other character that I didn't, because I guess I didn't see this poster that has his name clearly listed, Ben Foster. Yeah. Ben Foster, who I love in Hostage.
Hostage, yes.
In Hostage, in X-Men, in
3:10 to Yuma, even?
3:10 to Yuma. All these other movies that he's amazing in. Yeah. And then he's in this, and he's huge. Yeah. He's yoked. Yeah. And I didn't recognize him at first. It kind of had to be one of those, like, that kind of looks like Ben Foster, but like a bigger Ben Foster.
Right. Right.
Like Ben Foster, who's been eating whatever we've been eating.
Right.
And now he's in this
But also
movie.
exercising like a
Yeah,
real
yeah,
human
probably
being
like-
would do, like an adult.
Like, yeah. Because he didn't have like this stuff. Like, he
No,
didn't have the neck
no.
fat. It was all like down here.
Hey, this takes a lot of work.
Yeah,
Ben.
and he was wearing baggy clothes, so he probably had some.
As soon as I saw Ben Foster, I'm like, oh, I get it. Ben Foster's the hero of the movie. When's that going to happen?
Yeah.
But no, he did a great job of kind of not necessarily being a foil to Chris Pine, but he was very antagonistic to him at first.
Well, because he's like passive aggressive through the
Yeah.
whole thing. Keeps bringing up his previous failures, but then
Right.
at the same time, I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's like, really? Why? You
Right.
just talked a minute ago about why you shouldn't be.
Yes.
And then, now he's with him. So,
And speaking of that, real quick, like I was telling you when we weren't filming, because we have real conversations like
Tons.
real people. The audio cut out in the theater when I was watching it, and there was this beautiful, I assume, beautiful moment between Ben and Chris Pine, and I have no idea what they said. I can only assume that Ben Foster said, "Oh, by the way, you're lucky that I let you be in this movie, Chris Pine." But anyways, please continue being the hero. I assume that's what occurred.
That's pretty close. That's
Yeah.
pretty close. Yeah, it's all of the dialogue in this is very short, and I think it has to do with the people of this part of the country where they just don't like to talk in big long sentences. It's all very short, to the point. It's like, go over there. All right, I'll do it. You come here. All right. You go over there. I don't want to go over there. You got to do it. Okay.
Hey, it's
That's
regulations.
That's like half the script.
Yeah, it really
I
is.
just did all of it.
You basically did 2/3 of the movie.
Yeah, that was a big chunk of it.
Yeah.
So, but all the accents were really good. Nobody had a crappy accent. So I didn't hear any that were terrible. None of them
disagree.
are Alec Baldwin, Mississippi Burning bad.
No. But I felt that Eric Bana's accent was just a little off. But at the same time, they kind of made fun of it in the movie, which gave it credibility all of a sudden. So
I actually, now that I think about it, okay, the main lady in the movie, Miriam, at one point, I'm pretty sure she's British, because at one point she had a line that was supposed to be in a Boston accent and just came across completely British.
Right. She started talking about crumpets. It was like,
It
what
was
are you
weird.
doing? That is
she did this with her teeth. It was weird.
It was very peculiar.
That was odd. So
speaking of her, sorry, I
Go
am
ahead.
the worst co-host. I thought she was absolutely gorgeous, and not that that's the only thing that matters, but seeing the 50s style garb and makeup, she was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
It made me wish I could go back to that time, because people
Yeah.
were so beautiful and classy, and just what a magical time. If you were white, of course.
If you were white.
If you're not white, don't go
But
back
like-
to the 50s.
Like back then, nobody would wear a T-shirt on a TV show. No,
Yeah, that's
be ridiculous. Why would you do that?
no,
that's
only
just
if you
terrible.
were a terrible slob.
That's just why would you even try? Yeah, or even actually, I'd probably get kicked out for wearing short sleeves. So we're all slobs next to these people. All right, so that was The Finest Hours. Great movie. Go see it. Check it out. But now we got a little bit of time, so we're gonna talk about some of the classics films. Sometimes we do this. We get to talk about a classic, and then after the show, you get to watch the classic. This week is one of those weeks, and the classic that we're going to be watching later on is The Poseidon Adventure, the classic from 1972, starring. Let me go ahead and get the list. I want to say them all because there's a ton of people in this movie. Gene Hackman, Ernest Borgnine, Red Buttons, Roddy McDowell, Carol Lindley, Stella Stevens, Shelley Winters, Pamela Sue Martin, Arthur Connell, Eric Shea. But yeah, just tons and tons of people, all-star cast, and it's a great, great movie. It was remade, I believe, in 2007. Not well.
So bad.
So bad. So yeah,
So
skip that.
awful.
Stick around after the show. We're going to watch Poseidon Adventure. It's a classic. It looks great. It's Gene Hackman on a boat with Ernest Borgnine. That's some good stuff. I personally, I'm going to say this. I'm going to out myself. I haven't seen it, but what I have seen looks amazing.
It's
Jerm, you seen it?
I've seen parts of it.
Okay.
Long ago in a galaxy far, far away, and all I can remember is that Gene Hackman was incredible. Ernest Borgnine was incredible. You know who not so good? The Ship. Oddly enough, the Ship was a terrible actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised.
That's the kind of stuff that happens when you got bad special effects and no CGI and none of that good stuff.
That's what
So,
happens.
That's what happens. So, but stick around after the movie for that. That is going to be our classic of the week. Moving on now, we get to talk about Suck Not Suck. First up, first little bit of Suck Not Suck. Here we go. The third and final Wolverine movie. I say final for Hugh Jackman. Of course, they might make more Wolverine movies in the future. But for Hugh Jackman, this is the last time he will be playing Wolverine in anything. And it starts shooting in April. Now, have you seen the first Wolverine movie and the second Wolverine
Absolutely.
movie?
I am a comic book nerd.
Okay. What did you think of those two?
There were obviously a lot of awful things about the very first one.
Yep.
And then the second one was okay. But honestly, neither one of them was too amazing. Unfortunately, I love Wolverine. I love the character. I love Hugh Jackman's portrayal is really great. So...
But the third movie, now, the thing that we know about the third movie, I'm going to give you a little bit of extra stuff before you give your second reference. Because he has said the only references that he'll give, the only hint that he'll give is the term Old Man Logan.
Ooh, okay.
Now, I mean, if it's the actual Old Man Logan storyline where the children of the Hulk come and kill his family in the future, that's an amazing storyline. And if that's what this movie is, shut up and take my money. You have all of it. I will give you my house. Just, I want to see that movie. I don't think they're going to do all that.
I don't think they're going to do it either.
They might have, they might do something closer to Wolverine: The End, where he finds out later on that he has a brother, and there's a big fight, and it's actually a really great story that ends with the death of both of them.
Okay.
So it might be something like that, but yeah, I'm not sure which way they're going to go, but it's going to be. He's going to say goodbye to the character and that it's Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
So there you go. Knowing all that, suck not suck.
We're assuming that they're going to go with one of the wonderful things you said. I think they're going to do the lesser known story where Wolverine buys an orange grove and he settles down and he raises an orange orchard, and occasionally Jubilee comes by and she mows the lawn. It's not gonna be that good, admittedly, if they go with that. Gosh, I wish they would go with the Hulk children one. Holy cow, that'd be so cool.
That's an amazing, amazing story.
Suck not suck.
With blind Hawkeye and him driving around the world in the Spider-Mobile.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure that's why they can't do it.
No, there's so many reasons they can't, unfortunately. I'm gonna go with not suck, because I want them to go out well with the character. I think they're going to pull out all the stops and do their very best with this one.
Well, and like you said, the second one, the Wolverine, the one based out of Japan, didn't suck.
No, it wasn't great, terrible, but it didn't suck.
So yeah, I'm hoping that the Wolverine movies are on an upward swing, and that this one is the one that's actually good, that I really, really like. So I'm going to say not suck as well. Please make a go to Wolverine movie. Thank you. That is all. All right. Next one up, we have a futuristic Robin Hood movie that is being made, and it's being made by the producers of 300, and it is going to be based around the idea of Robin Hood working for MI5, and it's actually going to star the kid from Kingsman. I think his name is Taron Elgsley or something like that.
The
young kid. Yeah. Okay. He's going to star as Robin Hood, and it's Robin Hood in the future, but he's working for MI5. And based just on that, what do you think? Suck not suck?
It sounds fun. I can't deny that it sounds pretty fun. I would watch a futuristic Robin Hood. Absolutely.
Okay.
They could throw in some hacking and whatnot, and make it give it a little cyberpunk feel, maybe. That'd be pretty sweet.
In terms of Robin Hood movies, which one do you think is your favorite Robin Hood movie?
Oh gosh. Honestly, as awful as his accent is, I think Prince of Thieves is probably my very favorite.
That's what I was going to say too. Yeah. It's because overall, it's the coolest story. It's the best story. His accent sucks.
Christian Slater does an accent.
Christian Slater does an accent. Morgan Freeman's just amazing.
Oh, incredible.
Overall, and then the great Alan Rickman as the bad guy.
Such a good flick.
Use a spoon, it'll hurt more.
Ooh, so good.
Just these great lines that have stuck with me my entire life, because I saw the movie when I was like 10.
Yeah.
And it's still amazing. So yeah, no, I'm hoping futuristic Robin Hood will be good. Really, I haven't seen a bad Robin Hood movie. And little Chico pride here, the Errol Flynn Robin Hood, shot right here in town.
Yep.
It's a classic. Go watch that. We might do that actually as a classic later on.
If I had a nickel for every time I got laid telling somebody that, I would not be able to afford anything.
There you go, yeah.
Totally broke.
It's like, Hey, you know, I'm from Chico and Sierra Nevada and Errol Flynn Robin Hood.
Wait, Errol Flynn, you say?
Let's just get down to business. So
Exactly.
Okay. All right, moving on to the next one. Zoolander 2 news. Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson have posed as window models in Rome to promote the movie. Here they are actually posing in windows, and there is a large group of people out front taking pictures of them.
Oh, wow.
And this is their latest effort to promote the movie, which I got to say, I was already going to see. You didn't even have to do that.
Well, now
That's
I'll
really
see
cool. Although right there, Owen Wilson looks like an old woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
A frightened old woman.
Yeah.
Next to a man pretending to be Herman Munster.
Yeah.
Is what I see.
I mean, those, and plus, his butt chin now goes all the way up to his lip. So, that's really weird.
That's magnificent.
But based on just this, and I'm sure you were already going to see it, suck not suck for Zoolander 2?
It will absolutely not suck.
Yeah.
It will not suck so much, dare I say, probably the funniest movie of the entire year. I would be willing to bet that.
Knowing that Ghostbusters is going to come out this year?
Yeah, I know.
That's bold.
But I haven't seen anything about the new Ghostbusters other than the hype.
The cast.
So yeah, the cast. And don't get me wrong, fantastic cast. But until I see a trailer for the new Ghostbusters, right now, I'm calling it funniest movie of the year, Zoolander 2.
Liam Neeson is going to star in a new movie where he's going to be unwittingly caught up in a conspiracy that threatens the lives of himself and the people he loves. I'm pretty sure we've seen that like 5 or 6 times now. So
yeah, I was gonna say, did they just follow Liam Neeson around for like 3 months and just film whatever happened to him? Because that's what it sounds like.
Well, here's the thing. This is the guy who did Nonstop and the guy who did Unknown.
Oh.
So both ones where they were kind of like Taken light.
Yeah.
And they were good, but not on the level of Taken. So he's doing another one with that same guy. The title for this one, because this is part of why you know it's going to suck or not suck. The Commuter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
If they don't just have like a cameo by Jason Statham in just elderly makeup, then they've missed an opportunity here, sir. The Commuter.
The Commuter.
Clearly, there are people that do so much cocaine, they've lost the ability to give good titles to films.
Yeah.
That's awful. Based on the title, not
Suck.
looking good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a
looking
suck.
pretty bad.
All right. Last one. Here we go. We got about 1 minute left. So here we go. Leonardo DiCaprio has been offered the part of Lenin by a Russian film company.
Holy cow.
And communists have declared that they will blockade the studio if he shows up to film the movie. There they are together. That's DiCaprio and Lenin. I actually think he'd be good casting for that.
Yeah.
His little goatee looks very Lenin-esque. I think he'd be good. He has yet to accept it, but he said he was interested.
Spoiler alert, Lenin gets the Oscar for this.
There you go.
Not DiCaprio.
Not DiCaprio.
Bummer.
So based on that, suck, not suck.
I would watch that in a heartbeat. I'm not going to lie.
That is our show for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks so much for Jerm. Now, Jerm, you do stand-up comedy. Where can we see you?
That's correct. There is a thriving stand-up comedy scene in Chico, California. You can go to the Maltese. It's a bar just off of downtown every Monday at 9 p.m. to see a free open mic. You can also go to the Studio Inn. That's a bar on the opposite side of town every Wednesday about 9 o'clock. See some free comedy. We also do showcases around town, but if you want to just catch an idea of what kind of comedy we're bringing, go in Maltese Mondays or Studio Inn Wednesdays. It'll be a lot of fun.
There you go. Free comedy. You can't beat free. That's good stuff. And I've seen these people perform, and I can tell you they are funny. So this isn't just people around town trying to get you to show up. These are actual funny people. Go check them out. All right. So next week, my host will be my lovely wife, Jennifer. She's going to come back. We haven't seen her in a couple months. I've been worried. I've called the police, and they said there's nothing they can do about it. But yeah, no, next week we're going to be looking at Hail Caesar, the new Coen Brothers movie, and Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. Which I'm super excited for, because I don't like Pride and Prejudice, but I love me some zombies. If you want to get in touch with the show, go ahead and email us. We are at BigBMS, at BigBMs, at Zoho.com. Check us out there. You can ask questions, correct me if I've been wrong or stupid, ask to be on the show. This could be you. Jerm could be you.
Don't tell them that. Nobody will ever apply. You'll be better than this, everyone. You'll be handsome and healthy.
Reach for that brass ring. All right, so that's our show for this week. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night, folks. Stick around for Poseidon Adventure.
Ooh,
here it comes.
It's going to be fun.
It's a boat, y'all.
Don't get my cookie.